I spoke to her that day, and the things that I recall, just hearing her voice and her telling me she loves me and that she'll call me later, you know.
Later never came for Chantel Haynes and her sister, Deanna Blackcrow. The next day, their mother, Deborah Blackcrow, was found dead. She was pregnant at the time, murdered by her husband, Patrick McNeil.
It was very important for people to know how important she was and that she existed and that her life, it mattered.
That statement, that their mother's life mattered,
she smiles, she smiles, she smiles, she smiles,
is one Blackcrow and Haynes feel they must continue to express to whomever they can on behalf of their mom and their community.
You're dealing with domestic violence, but Indigenous women, it's unnoticed.
The acronym is MMIW. It stands for Missing and Murdered Indigenous Women. It exists because of the belief within the community that Indigenous women who face domestic violence don't receive the proper attention.
Just not a streamlined way to communicate.
Natalie Weeks is a Native American educator and advocate. She says the biggest issue is poor data sharing between tribes and the federal government. But it goes further.
Native Indigenous peoples, especially women, are murdered at a rate 10 times higher nationally than any other racial ethnic group, despite being less than 2% of the United States population.
According to the Centers for Disease Control, murder is the third leading cause of death for Indigenous women. Another report shows more than 4 out of 5 Indigenous women have experienced violence. In 2021, the federal government created a missing and murdered unit focused on solving these kinds of cases. But a unit and a database can't account for history.
You coming from outside into a tribal community, whether it's rural or urban, there's a lot of mistrust of authority, just because of the historical broken treaties and other things that, happen when you have this vulnerable, disenfranchised community.
That's why seeking help from the federal government, traditional women's shelters, even local police, isn't as easy as it seems. Blackcrow and Haynes continue to speak out. They hold events across Nevada to raise awareness. They formed an organization to protect Indigenous women against domestic violence. It's called Her 38 Roses, 1 rose for each year of their mother's life.
My mom's still with me even now. And a lot of the reason why I do a lot of the things that I do, because she's constantly there. Like that drive, that push to do, Sorry. It's okay.
They call for sisters to help sisters. They say as loud as they can that their mother and all like her matter.
She's a beautiful person, beautiful laugh, smile, everything, just beautiful. And then all of that just going away, all her shine, all her light.
In Las Vegas, Nevada, I'm Matt Pearl.